Welcome to Thomistic Womanhood. In today's video, we are going to discuss the 3 things a man wants but won't ask for. Some preliminary comments. A lot of men won't ask for these things because either A, they're trying to be tough and play it cool, or B, they just don't know how to articulate it or really verbalize it to you in a way that you're going to understand. So in order to help you be more successful in your search for Mr. Right, we're going to discuss them today. So number 1, emotional support. And this is a little different than just kind of like a nurturing support, like patting him on the head when he falls down sort of thing, symbolically falls. But it's more like, listen to him talk about his day, whether it's good or bad, share his joys, rejoice when he rejoices and be sad when he's sad, and then, if he expresses doubt in his abilities, reaffirm your belief in him and, oh, I think you can do it, or, oh, you'll be fine, blah, blah, blah. Things that show that you believe he's competent, and you kind of reaffirm that belief to him. Men find that very supportive. Another thing, you support his dreams. If he's got a big plan that he's really excited about, that he wants to do, maybe he wants to start a rock band, maybe he wants to start a company, maybe he's entrepreneurial like that. You supporting his dreams and, listening to his plans and, showing an interest in it, that means a lot to a guy. And so, emotional support, that's one of the things that they really, really appreciate in a woman. Number 2, a companion to share their interests with. Have you ever noticed that men will often be very interested in girls that have like stereotypically male hobbies? Like, a girl that's into sports or video games or coding. These kind of girls seem to get a huge amount of attention from men, and that is because of this principle. Men, their idea of a dream girl is a woman that they can do things with and kind of share hobbies with, spend time together, maybe going to the same events, That means a lot to a man, having a woman who can kind of share his interests, at least on a passing level. They don't expect you to be just as into the thing as they are, but they want you to be willing to participate in it, at least from time to time. They want to hear, they want to be able to tell you all the stories about, whatever this hobby is. They want to describe to you the intricate details of it. And then, if the hobby has some sort of an event, they're going to want you to go to that event with them. If you've got a man that's very into like music, and he loves going to concerts, go to a concert or two with him, even if it isn't your style of music. That doesn't mean you have to go to it like forever and every time he goes, and that you have to be just as big of a fan as he does. But once in a while, go with him. If he's into like D&D, play a campaign with him one time. Just try to show an interest, in the things he's interested in. And, ideally you'll have a guy who's like that for you. This is why men, they'll go shopping with us. Or, they'll go to other things, if you're really into a certain type of hobby and there's a conference for it, he'll go with you to the hobby or to the conference. Things like, sharing interests and participating in a hobby together is a big deal for men, and so that's number 2, they want a companion to kind of share their interests with. And then number 3, admiration. This often looks like praise. Men really appreciate a woman who notices their strengths and openly appreciates them, especially if it's something the guy feels very proud of. Whatever quality or character trait that he is especially proud of, if you admire that, and praise him for it, he's going to be really happy. That's going to mean a lot to him. So if he thinks he's an excellent driver, and he's really proud of his ability to, maybe he knows all the back roads and he can get you somewhere the fastest, oh, there's a traffic jam? Don't worry, babe, I know a side road, He's really good at things like that, and you appreciate him and go, oh, thank you, you're a really good navigator, like, thank you for doing that, Obviously your praise has to be sincere, but if you can, notice the good qualities about your man and sincerely, bring them up to him and say, I really appreciate that about you, or, it's really cool that you can do that, or, oh, you're good at that. Men really appreciate that. Men love admiration. It is like the air they breathe in a relationship. I mean, you could have everything else go right in a relationship, but if you never admire him or praise him for anything, I do think that a guy would eventually kind of, there's going to be less glue in the relationship. I feel like admiration is one half of the glue that kind of keeps people together. And so yeah, admiration is very important. So that's number 3. So those are the 3 things. Those are the 3 qualities that men, really want, and they don't ask for them. They're not going to come right out and go, oh, I wish you'd praise me more, or oh, I just wish you'd emotionally support my dreams. They're not going to say that. But these are the 3 qualities that when a guy thinks of his dream girl, these are the things that he's thinking of. Obviously a man wants a woman that's beautiful, that he thinks is beautiful. Whether she's objectively beautiful, that's a different story. But every man wants a woman that he finds beautiful. So remember that. However, the non-physical characteristics, when he thinks about her character and her personality and how she treats him, these are the 3 qualities that he's looking for. So we have a bonus tip, number 4. And number 4, for those of you who were carefully listening earlier, and I said 50% of the glue that holds people together, this is the other 50%, at least for the man's side. Obviously for us women to kind of feel like that glue to a guy, we almost feel stuck on him, it's different for us. But for a man, it's admiration, and then also someone who needs him, and what that means when a guy says she doesn't need me, or I don't feel needed, that is different than what we think of when we think of the word need. It's almost, we think of the word needy and we go, oh, well, I thought men didn't like that. Oh, well, men are always complaining that I'm too needy, and then they complain that I don't need them. You can't win here, No, actually, when a man says he wants a woman who needs him, all it really means is it's a woman who accepts his help. That's it. No more, no less. So if he wants to help you reprogram, your Blu-ray player or something, let him do it. If he wants to, let's say he's a photographer and he's really good with video and everything, and you want to start a YouTube channel and he wants to, lend you his camera and he wants to show you how to use it and everything, sit there and let him do it, and then thank him, oh, I'm so glad that I have a boyfriend who knows how to do this, and I'm so glad, oh, this really helped, blah, blah. Obviously, don't lie, be sincere, but men are always looking, when a man cares about you, he's always looking for little ways to do something nice for you. And so appreciate him for that, and don't be afraid to ask for help. If he's really good with cars and you're having car trouble, don't be afraid to call him up and ask, if he could look at your car sometime, or maybe change your oil or something. If it's something he, let's say he works as a mechanic and he changes oil 50 times a day, maybe ask him to change your oil. Whatever he is good at, if you ask him for his help in that area, that makes men feel wonderful. They really, really appreciate being of service, they like that. If you are comfortable taking advantage of that help, and accepting it when it's offered, and I don't mean taking advantage in a bad way, but I mean, using his help when it's offered, or when a situation comes up that he would be the perfect person to help with and you ask him. That's what men mean when they say they feel needed. So anyways, food for thought. I hope that's helpful. Feel free to leave a comment or ask any questions. Have a great day.